What's up, y'all? It's Carla, aka Seela the Poet. Happy pre-Thanksgiving to everybody that frequents this channel, for everybody on YouTube, and for everybody out there in the world. Happy Thanksgiving, Feliz Dia de Gracia, and all that good stuff. So, I've had an interesting week of doing research on feminism, sexism, objectification, dehumanization, and objectification and reification. I did a lot of research this week just trying to understand the different levels within feminism and just kind of the things that feminists fight against and that they talk about. Women's exploitation and sex trafficking, women. What else did I learn? I learned about sexual objectification, women and girls being seen as sex objects. I read about sex dolls, which is a sexual substitute that's simulated to look like a woman. So men sometimes forego relationships with human women to be having sex with sex dolls. And that is also a form of reification. I think that's what they call it, reification, where you're basically giving personal attributes to an inanimate object. But yet the inanimate object is also a form of sexual objectification because it's fashioned after a woman. It's made after, it has, boobs and plastic silicone vagina, and it teaches men and boys the idea that it's okay to be with a woman that cannot consent and to be with a woman that, is basically not human, doesn't have any thoughts, opinions, feelings of her own, and that women are just objects to be had sex with, and that's it. It teaches misogynistic ideas. I've just read so many different things, and I'm just realizing that for feminists, it's a real fight out there. We are in a society where, there's a lot of hatred of women and hatred of feminism, and it has a lot to do with patriarchy, men being in a position of power and not wanting to lose that power or control. At one time in society, women were property and men were able to control the women, whether it was through child custody, whether it was through the courts, whether it was through money or, through finances. But now that feminism has made so many gains, women are able to go into the workforce, women are able to get custody of their children. So now that upset the power balance, and there's a lot of men out there that are angry and frustrated and upset. And plus, it isn't good because we have a system that is corrupt. So sometimes the right decisions are not made in court, and people sometimes get upset, at the wrong decisions made in court. Sometimes people use the court system and make false accusations and do dirty things, But there's just a lot of anti-woman and anti-feminist hatred out there. So I decided to write a spoken word piece. It doesn't rhyme and it doesn't have a title, but it just kind of gives my points of view and ideas and frustrations about how I feel. So here it goes. Black sister, why don't you act more like a white woman? Why do you wear an RBF and not smile? You're supposed to be submissive, ride or die for the black man, and not mouth off to the toxic fuckboys around your way. The way we wear our hair, our bodies, our skin color, the way we act, the things that we say are scrutinized in the court of racist, patriarchal, and sexist opinion. They claim other races are more ladylike while screwing us in their private bedrooms and hotels We don't get to be put on a pedestal and excuses are made why we are not protected daily. We are supposed to be objectified, dehumanized, disrespected, and just accept whatever bullshit a disrespectful male or society gives us because we are on the bottom of the racist hierarchy. We don't fit the European beauty standard or the white true cult of womanhood standards for being feminine. We are expected to just handle the pain alone, cry tears that are ignored, and get chastised for being truthful and genuine. It is the violence and mistreatment of a racist, sexist society that creates hostile but strong Black warrior women who have no choice but to rely on themselves because we have no support or hardly any allies that we can trust. After we've been called bitch, hoe, thought, and swear words and told that sex dolls are being made to replace us because we aren't worth it, we aren't marriageable, it is a wonder that Black women express anger that is warranted. The angry Black woman. We are good enough to have sex with twerking in a video or be in a rapper's harem, but not to marry according to MGTOW and other Black YouTube influencers as well as other misogynists. They want us to believe it's okay to use, abuse, and denigrate us for the patriarchy to keep us in our place. But we will resist because we raise our Black fist in tyranny against those who seek to oppress us. And that's all I wrote. But all of that was coming from a heavy place because of something that was said to me that was very hurtful. And that spurred me to make this spoken word piece, you know? And it culminated into it because, you know, just lately on social media, you know, social media has become very toxic. It's just a place where a lot of people express bitterness and hatred and anger. And everybody has a right to vent, you know, but when you start becoming a radicalist and an extremist and you start advocating for people to not be treated like human beings and to replace people with machines and inanimate objects like dolls and sex dolls and things of that nature, it just ends up being, you know, it ends up being just unethical and immoral. You know, this is a society with human beings in it. And I think that if we as human beings and as a society took our time to go to therapy, you know, get help for the traumas and the problems that we have faced, and to, you know, become better people, work to correct our misbehaviors and our dysfunctional, you know, ways of acting, I think that society could change, you know. The only reason why a status quo stays the way it is because people, they don't want to change. They don't want to do the hard work to transform their lives and to make a change. You know, someone once said that you have to be the change that you want to see in the world. Martin Luther King said the only reason why injustice continues to happen is because good men sit around and do nothing. So the thing is, if we claim to be good men and good women, you know, we need to change. We as people need to change. We need to change our mindsets. We need to change the way we treat each other. We need to change our ways. You know, both men and women, they need to treat each other with respect. Both men and women need to stop dehumanizing each other. Both men and women need to stop blaming each other for society's ills. There's always going to be corruption, and it's always easy to point the blame at who's responsible, but nobody ever looks in the mirror and says, how can I, even if I can't change systems or whatever, how can I at least change myself? And I've been thinking about that lately, you know, because I want to change. I want to change myself. You know, I want to be a better individual, a better human being, you know, but I also know that I don't want somebody that's going to be dehumanizing me and disrespecting me and making me feel less than human. I don't think that anybody, whether man or woman, should put up with behavior like that, where somebody dehumanizes you and, talks about you as if you're expendable, or that you could be replaced easily. There's too much of that in the world. Everybody is unique. God created everybody for a reason. God made everybody that's here. The Creator created us. And everybody has their strengths. Everybody has their abilities. Everybody has something special about them. I truly believe that. And not necessarily because of what the world thinks is viable, but just by being born. Everybody has a uniqueness. Everybody has something about them. And the thing is that, if you tap into that superpower and you do what you're meant to do, I believe that you could, if with God behind you, by your side, you could actually make a change in the world. And, I am sometimes an angry Black woman. I'm not going to front, because I face a lot of hatred, sometimes from people I love, people that claim to love me or care about me, and sometimes by strangers and people out in the world, people on social media. It's easy to just be militant and just want to fight everybody all the time, but there comes a times when you just want some peace and you want to make a change. And I want some more peace in my life, and I want to make a change. I want to make a change. I am going to try to start surrounding myself with people that speak life into my life. I'm going to change my surroundings. I'm going to change my environment, and just what I consume, just the stuff I look at on social media. There's just certain things maybe that I can't rock with no more. Certain things I can't watch, I'm trying to be more peaceful. I'm trying to find my way. But I definitely want more peace in my life. I definitely want, more positivity in my life. There's enough darkness in the world. There's enough darkness that I sometimes struggle with within myself without having somebody add to that. So, I just think whether it's MGTOW, whether it's feminazis, whether it's men that claim that sex dolls are better than real women, I think a lot of people just need to go and get therapy. They need to go get therapy, get themselves some help. All those extreme points of view, all it does come from is traumatization and a place of pain. Somebody was rejected, somebody was hurt, and that's why these people have become extremists. But they're pushing and emboldening very, very dangerous people in society. People that could eventually do violence because of all that hatred, all that vitriol. And that is what I worry about. Just the messages, how it's going to affect young people and all of that. I worry about that. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I know what I just said was heavy. I hope somebody was able to get something from what I just spoke. All right. So until next time, God bless. Peace.